Good morning, my fellow beekeeps. How you doing? Boys and girls? Guys and girls, rather, not boys and girls. What are we doing today? I got a couple DIY projects going on. Maybe you guys will like it, maybe you won't. And I just cut my finger on this stupid cat can right here. I am bleeding. Be careful if you're making these ant moats. There's some gnarly razor edges on these cat can lids when you're cleaning them. Yeah, be careful. I don't know why I did it. I stuck my finger down in there to feel that that stupid silicone. I just put a gob of silicone down there and then push these little blocks in. They're inch and a half square is what they are, 2 inches tall. Boy, that sucker's leaking good here. Isn't that nice? Isn't that beautiful? You know, it's funny how little razor cuts can make you just bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed. But I got to get rid of the old blood and get some new blood anyway. So, yeah, I made up some more of these. Made up 8 of these. You need 4. You need 4 of these per stand. You're putting, one on each end of your unit. And then you put on your little tin hats on here. They're 5-inch squares. And 5-inch square of flashing material. Jesus, can I stop bleeding, please? Look at that. Anyway, yeah. I got some more. I got to put out some more stands. Ant stand. These are working fantastic. Thank you, Martin, for that trick. I've been getting a few tricks from you guys. Some pretty cool tricks from you guys, and every once in a while I'll come up with a cool trick, you know. This may be a cool trick right here. I don't know. But Don, thanks to Don out there, he was telling me about the toothpicks. But today we're going to go in. It's been about 5 days since I've installed some of these in about 10 colonies. So we'll peek in to see if the girls are stressed, happy, sad, glad, whatever. We don't know. We never know about the bees, what mood they're in or whatever. And so I just keep stabbing more sticks in here. I've got a bunch of them. I've still got some in inventory on the shelf over there. I just crammed in a bunch of them in here. Yeah, I may have to go in and I got a septic pen, a razor. You know, when you shave yourself and you get cuts. One of those blood stopper sticks. I may put some of that on. It'll stop in a minute. But anyway. So yeah, we'll check these. And I just put in more sticks and add another bottle of stuff. So you can see it's floating there. Got about an inch in there. And every so often you tip it up. So that way it's sucking up the peppermint extract from one end to the other. And it initially took like 6 ounces. This is what I put in there. Yeah, McCormick, and then I've got out of 150 sticks. This is all I got left. So as you eat them up, I did a little cool trick with this. See this extra masonite I had here from Dividers? I got a little cool trick here. This netting right here for a Miss Daisy gave me this, but I noticed on this, it's got a little string across the opening. So this won't work as far as a queen pinner downer cage thingy, but it's big enough to where I can put pine needles in it, and that's what that's going to be used for shortly. Yes. So let's go out back and get a head net on. I'll show you a couple DIY tricks. Then maybe we will come in the shop here and build a DIY trick here. Queen entrapment thingy. Let's go out back here and I'll show you around a little bit. Steve-O's been busy. I have been busy and I'm almost about to work myself out of a job. I hate it when that happens. Yeah, here's some base units here. What do we got there? Yeah, a dozen of those. We got a dozen of them. They're ready to rock and roll. They got the backer board, 1/4 inch backer board tops. Yeah, Nice, 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 nice. Let's do a walk around. There's some 2-framers I've done. That's probably the last you'll ever see me do those. I got some more base units here, but I'm telling you, I'm gonna take and look at the girls' propolis. If they don't like a hole, guys, they'll plug it for you. They just plug it up. And so these here holes on these, you see this particular unit here, base unit, it's got a landing on it. I don't do these anymore. This will be permanently shut down here, this hole. And I will bore a hole and put a disc on these, all these units here. Yes, and what's the beauty is, here's a super right here. See, it's got no base on it. But I can make a base unit very simple with my system. So we'll walk around here. Here's some ugly right here. See, this is ugly. Here's some old base units here, screen bottoms, that I did about 5 years ago. They're still there, slowly rotting. You can see here the termites are eating all these pallets up. I'm going to show you a slick trick on pallets. These are going to the trash. That stuff there's going to the trash dump. What else is going to the trash dump? Oh, I've got more here. All these are going to the trash dump. Yes, I might save some of these because I have these date ant boxes here. Martin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep this in mind, Martin. You got 6 units there that are going back to Michigan when you go back north. All right, those are yours. Your name is on those if you want them. I can't stand them because the simple fact is this is standard equipment. Okay, guys, look at all the area I have here on the SD Beefy. You can get a hive tool in here easily. They say, oh, Steve-o, you're creating way too much bee space. Not. My girls don't worry with it, guys. They don't worry with it. It's fine. It is fine. These here, I love these. I love these. I hate these, okay? I absolutely hate these. We're going absolutely straight up from now on in Steve-o's world. Steve-o's Beefy Beehives is what's going to be created. We've got the 18th coming up. Father's Day, guys. Father's Day. Wish old Steve-o a happy Father's Day soon. Now look here. Double stacked hive. Triple stacked. 20 frames over there, resource. So that girl, guys, is pumping like her ass is on fire. She's going to be broken into 2 to maybe 3 5-frame starters soon. That will be on the new moon, which is Father's Day. That'll start happening either on the 19th, 20th, whatever. I got to check with my queen guy. I want to get 5 more queens from Matthew. If they're not available, there's a hang up, a snag, whatever. I don't care. They'll be made up in this yard and hauled to my other yard, and they'll be walkaways, okay? Yes. Need to get into this colony here today and try out our tool. This double stack. Here's another double stack. And here's some more colonies. Over here, oh my goodness, look at the coon tracks here, guys. Look at the coon tracks. Oh my God, they got a runway going through here. A lot of meat, a lot of wild meat out there. What else is in our world? Oh, papayas. I don't know if they're going to make fruit or not. Every year these get frosted out, guys, and they come back from the freaking roots, whatever. We've got a lot of elder here. Fixing to go to berries here. Oh, there's some black ones there. Yeah, green ones. I'm leaving these all for nature. I'm going to let the the birds eat them and poop them all over this swamp, okay? I've got plenty of tincture. I don't need any more. But here's what I'm saying, guys. I'm working my way out of a job here. Look at all these boxes. These are all base units you see on this side. These are all supers you see over on this side. Yes, I do need to make a few more backer board tops. Easy to do. I want to make up at least out of this yard at least 5 more splits. Here's rocking and rolling heavy duty. I don't like this. 2 mediums on top of a deep. I like this scenario. This scenario here, there was a good crank and queen in a medium, and so I stuck the deep on top. That can be split off. Here's 3 doubles here. I want to check my resources here. Here's a Matthew Queen here. Matthew Queen over here, full of bees. Matthew Queen here, looking good. I had 6 Matthew Queens, and what did I end up with? Only 2, and that was my fault. I had too little resources. Everybody's talking about, oh yeah, start them with 2s. Yeah, no. I'm not doing that no more. No way. They're going to be 3s to 5s worth of resources to put in. I don't care if it's a walk-away, and I don't care if I'm installing a virgin or a mated queen. I want lots of resources. I want to give them every opportunity to succeed. See that weed coming up under here? This is a problem. Keep an eye on it, guys. Keep an eye on it. These vines or whatever crawl over and touch these hives. You got bull ants from hell coming in here. Yes. All right. Let's go in the room here and look things over. I'll show you what I got going on here. Okay, guys, I'm in the grafting shack here, and you know, I showed you the other day this queen catcher device here. It was made with a green tea bottle cap. Okay, this will work. I'm quite sure. I haven't used it yet, but it will work. But then my little brain started working, and I had some 1.5" schedule 40, and I put a belt before I cut the pipe. Come on, Butterfinger Steve-O. Before I cut the pipe, I twirled it around on a grinder and created that bevel, that little sharp edge, as you can see right there. Sharp edge. So now I got a bigger deal. It's, you know, you can come over your queen, find her on the frame, and push this down over top, capture her, and it's how many times am I going to drop it, guys? It never ends, does it? Yeah, see how thin it is? It's not even a 1/4 inch thick. This work is going to work slick, and what this is it's an old bee veil, the bottom of it, that goes around your neck and stuff. There's quite a bit of this fabric on there, but you can get onion sacks with this type netting that's slightly bigger than this. Miss Daisy gave me a big one. It's huge. It's 3 feet long, but it had a little hair thread going across the middle. I said, well, that ain't gonna work. I said, well, heck with it. I'll use it to tote pine needles in it. A nice breathable sack that I can put pine needles in. So that's what I'll use. But I've seen these, and she has another bag in there with slightly bigger holes than this. But this will work fine to come over and trap your queen. We're gonna try to use this here a little bit and mark a queen in that end box over there. We'll go in there and see if we can't find her. Set her on. She's a big Carnelian Italian cross queen, and we'll mark her. Now I've got Tom out there, one of my subscribers, sent me a picture of a DeWalt you know, he saw my video where I'm stuffing the markers and this and that, my belt loop and this and that, and he sent me a picture of a holder made by DeWalt. He got it on Amazon, and I went out there and I found that exact tool holder that he got. It had a place for your tape measure. It had a little bracket that came out, and what he did was drilled that and installed his Harbor Freight magnet. Well, I told Miss Daisy, order that for me. I showed her the picture, order that. So she went out there, she found it, and well, actually I found it. I went out there, found it, and I told her, you'll see on my email there, or I did a picture of it and put it on desktop, and I told her to find that and order it for me. She came back a little bit later. I found it, and it's not on Amazon. It's on Amazon, but it ain't Prime, and it's coming from another country, and we don't know when we'll get it. And if there's an issue, I can't go back on it because I don't have any. You got to deal with another country. You can't even deal with Amazon on it. I said, well, that sucks. She said, it certainly does suck, and no, we're not doing that. So anyway, so that ain't happening. All right, so I said, okay, hell with it. Then my little Steve-O's little brain kicked in gear, you know. I had a little explosion in my brain here. It started short-circuiting, you know, and then the light bulb came on. And so anyway, yeah. So here's what we're ending up with here, guys. You want to check this out? This is basically the same thing Tom sent me here. It said DeWalt on it. So I had from let's see, there's a little pouch here. There's little sockets here. Hang on one second here. Let me get organized here. There we go. There we go. There we go. Here it is, Tom. This is a Steve-O DIY project. And what this is, you've got your Harbor Freight magnet that I always use, is sticking in my front pocket. And inside here, I had this masonite material. I had masonite in there. It's a piece of masonite. And if I ever build another one of these, it'll be, the interior piece will be made of Lexan. I'll get some Lexan and put in there. But I had the leather. This is leather. And I picked up a remnants package from Hobby Lobby. Years ago, I had this in stock. So all this junk I had was in stock. Even this strap webbing and this buckle. Okay? So what I did, guys, I just laid my tools out to see what width I needed. And that looked exactly like Tom's rig. Okay? Exactly like Tom. Now, my stitching don't look too swift on there. I did good here, on this edge here. And all I did to do this, I did this pouch separate. I covered this masonite with leather first. And I took the very first piece and I laid it over and I Gorilla Glued it on to this piece of masonite, and I came over and I created this loop, belt loop here, but it comes down to right here. Then I came on the back with a piece and I trapped that piece inside Gorilla Tape. I won't use Gorilla Glue again. I will use, if I make another one, keep this in mind, the Gorilla Glue was a pain in the ass and it took a long time to set up. Use contact cement if you're going to build this. Contact cement this. So what I took this piece and I trapped it, because this loop came folded over on the top and came down to right here. You can actually see it was here. And you can see I put a stitch in here. I put this, like I said, this pouch on the front is made separate. And then I locked it here and here. And I drilled completely through that with an 1/8 inch bit. And I captured it here with a loop here and here. So this pouch I made separate, and then I attached it to this leather encased piece. Then I drilled a 1/4 inch hole through here and mounted my magnet with a 1/4 inch carriage bolt here. As you can see, a carriage bolt went in there, flush to the back, and so forth. And that holds my hive tool. So there it is. You got your queen marker, you got your pick here, and this pick's kind of nice. You can take and if you're checking for varroa on your cells, whether it be worker or drone is where they most likely will have it. Your you're checking for varroa mites. You can pick the top off of the cell with this end, flip it over, and that real fine wire hook, you can go right in there and hook that larva right by the skull and pull them right out of the cell. And you can inspect them instead of just smashing down the whole cell and making a mess. This little pick tool will go right in there and grab that thing right out of that cell. You'll impale him with this tool and pull him right out nicely out of there, and you can inspect him a full size instead of all smashed out with a hive tool. So this works good, but this got a pretty sharp point on it here, so I put this down inside the pouch, inside. So I've got my light here. I've got a marker so I can mark my lids, and this got the push button deal here. So yeah, I didn't anchor. The only place I anchored this was in 4 points here, and then I ran this here. I had the belt and the clip. So I think that'll work out pretty slick. So thank you very much, Tom, for that little trick idea. It's gonna work out good instead of me fishing around in my pockets and stuff falling out and this and that. This will stay in here nice and handy. All this stuff is handy here because you got all your tools here that you need for beekeeping. All right, and then you have an extra here on standby. If I need more, I've got all these. I can come in the grafting shack and grab whatever and reload and so forth and so on. Let me get a head net on and go out here. Let's look at our peppermint sticks. See if there's any effect of the bees. See what they're doing with the peppermint sticks. They may be encasing those in propolis. I got a hunch that's what they'll do. But as long as it keeps emitting some peppermint, and I don't think it's overwhelming for the bees. Me just sniffing them, I don't think it's overwhelming, but who knows. Let's go out and let's see if we can find our queen in that one thing and give this a demo and see what we're doing here with that. This here I think I can just keep in my watch pocket here as I need it. I think that'd be a safe place to keep it and snatch it out of there when I need it for that. So let's go out and get her done. Okay guys, I wanted to show you Tom. He sent me, this is his outfit here. He got, see it says DeWalt on it, and he's got a belt there goes through. He rigged that up. He's got a place for his, now the DeWalt one had down here for a tape measure, a clip that you could slide your tape measure in there, and I guess he drilled that and put in this magnet, and so he put his hive tool, but he has all of his tools there. And so basically, you know, same thing. This is just a DIY project here that you can simply do. I would have got this, Tom, but she didn't, Miss Daisy did not like the hoops she had to jump through, and she had no way to, if there was an issue with mailing or product failure, no way to get back at that deal. So she said, no, we ain't doing it. So anyway, let's go into these hives here and see if there's anything weirdo. I think I did, yeah, I did all these hives over here, and this hive here, and that hive there with our peppermint sticks. So let me go in here and see if there's anything weirdo going on with our colonies that I put these sticks into. I don't see anything strange going on here. No, they were propolising this in pretty good here. See, they got propolis here and there, but they're not covering them up with propolis. And it's got a pretty good peppermint smell to it yet, that stick. I'm sure after a month these will be toast. These are so cheap, guys, you could throw them in the dumpster, and you know, you might be able to throw them back in the solution and revive them. I see no beetles in here. That's our objective, right? No beetles at all. So yeah, I brought up one frame here in the center to pull up those resources, because I added this box here and brought up one resource to help bring those bees up into this. So they're coming along nice. I see no issues here with those peppermint sticks. We're in a dearth now. We're in a dearth right now, and they're sucking up syrup like a hunter is on hitting a crack pipe. They're bringing lots of pollen. Let's go over here and see what peek inside of this double stacker, triple stacker here, and see what we got going on. If I don't see any issues here, guys, we're going to add peppermint sticks to every colony I got. There's no issues here, guys. There's no issues, and they're doing what they did over at that other colony. They're propolising it here. Again, I see no beetles. That's our objective. You can see where I put them. There's plenty of room on a beefy beehive to put these in over here. It's going to be tight on a standard beehive though. That's why I like these so much, my beefies. You'll notice, and two, I've got a strong edge here. And the way I usually do on the beehives, I come in like this and pry up. See there? I pry up. I have that plenty of that option here because I have a lever point here. A lot of the guys use those hook tools. I use the old style tool, have forever. Started with one of these 60 plus years ago, and I'm still using it. Granted, those other tools are probably hunky-dory because you can hook them down in here and lift up. So yeah, I've got a good bit of resources in here. This box right here, these are little stingy bees right here. Stingy little bitches. I don't, she produces like crazy. She's a little stingy. So anyway, but like I say, our objective is to chase away the beetles. And it looks like our peppermint sticks here are working. It's not too overwhelming for these bees. Bees can take a lot of shenanigans, guys. They really can. So these are filling out. So I got 3 boxes of resources here, and what we're going to do on the 18th is come in here. I'm going to pull all this stuff off of here, and I'm going to pull up the resources I want up here in this box. I don't think I want to pull. I think I want to leave 2 boxes of resources on the bottom, and just because I got so many doubles here. And what I will do is put all the goodies I want. I'm going to put a nice fat solid seal brood with a couple eggs, solid seal brood with a couple eggs, a food frame, and if I've got extra, fine, I'll put them in. Then I'll rifle through all this stuff to get the choice ones I want. I will put up here. I have a 5-frame fume board. I have a 5-frame fume board that we will install on top. Five-frame fume board we will install on top and push every bee out of here. When I get the right resources I want upstairs, this will go back on here. Reassemble the box. Put my fume board on here, which will be Honey Bandit. I have some Honey Bandit and it works quite nicely. And we'll drive every bee out of here down into the bottom chamber. Just same as with these doubles. We'll chase the bees to the bottom. We'll then snatch this box off, add an excluder, put the box on. I will come back the next day. All these bees will migrate back into these resources. I'll have another lid, 1/4-inch backer board lid that will be slapped on here. All these bees that are in this upper chamber will go into a base unit, which we have plenty. We have plenty. Steve-O's working himself out of a job here. These bees will go into a bottom unit, thrown on a truck and hauled to my other location. This box here will go into inventory. Yes. This happens to be one of Martin's queens. She's a Italian. She's got some Caucasian. She's got Carnolian, but you can see what I'm dealing with here. Very nice queen. I'm looking for her now, and we can mark her. We'll mark her with our new little toy tool. I'm gonna keep looking for her. Haven't found her yet in the top box. I've spied no beetles yet. And it doesn't take long. This has only been in about maybe a week and a half. And it's totally out of commission, as you can see. Let's see if there's anything inside it. There's no beetles in here whatsoever, and this is the one that I put the diatomaceous in. But you can see it's completely out of commission with propolis. It don't take long. So maybe the peppermint sticks are the way to go. See if we can find this girl and mark her. All right, guys, no eggs. 612, no eggs. So I don't know what happened to her. Did I accidentally roll her? Did she stop laying? This thing is getting plugged out with honey. Actually with syrup. They're plugging it out and they're storing it. So I didn't see her. She was doing fantastic and the brood pattern there is beautiful, but I didn't find her. I should have found her. There's no eggs in there, so I marked it accordingly. Who knows? Move on. Okay guys, I found my queen here. I've got quite a few attendants here with her. Let's see if we can't push this down and kind of trap her, immobilize her on her thorax. Lift it up a little here. I really need to get in some sunlight here with this operation. There we go. There we go. I got her thorax right there. Now let's lift this up. And I got a little more paint on her than I wanted. Actually, I got some back on her wing there. I don't think I've overdone it though. Let's take this cage off of here. Yeah, she don't. She don't look too bad. Let's put her back in her home. We'll check her again in a week or so, see how she's doing. Put this hide back together. We've got our peppermint sticks in there. Got our peppermint sticks in there, and I don't, like I say, I don't see any beetle action. I had a little difficulty seeing her. I think what I want to do is get some of that mesh, that onion bag mesh, which is a tad bigger than this, and it's white, and I think I can see her better through that. But what I did is took this and put it in my watch pocket here. I put it in my watch pocket, but I put this cutting edge out like so. So all I had to do is come in here with my finger and grab it by that cut lip there, see? And I can pull it right out. So it's on handy standby there. Yeah. So anyway, I can see right now I need to fine tune this tool and put that white mesh on there, and that would stand out better for me. You need some good light to see that, to do this, obviously. Yeah, but that works. Tom, my little tool belt works. I love it. All right, guys. I'm going to go down through my other colonies over here and install some peppermint sticks. I see no problem installing these peppermint sticks because, like I say, I've seen no hive beetles. We'll see. Okay, guys, I marked me another queen here. She's all nicely marked. And what I did is use my light this time, and I carefully worked her around. Of course, these bees all want to get around their mama, so they just keep getting in the way here. But anyway, yeah, we got her marked. Let's get her back in her home. There she is. She's marked. She crawled back down in. So my new little tool works good. I'd like to have those mesh a tad bigger, and I'm going to look for some. I know there's some onion bags out there just a slightly bigger hole, and it's usually white, which would be better. But this worked out. Even though I was in the shade here, I took my little light. Once I got her captured, you want to capture her on the course where you got lots of comb, because you can push this in. See, I got that little knife edge, and make sure you don't decapitate her. Make sure she's in the center before you push down. And it went well. The first one didn't go well. Like, I put 2 dabs, and I should only put 1. This pin marks excellent, and this worked out good too. I just, like I say, put it in my watch pocket like this with this lip out, and I could hook it in my fingers in there. So anyway, I wanted to say, guys, I'm not convinced yet of these peppermint sticks yet. Granted, I didn't see any beetles in any of these. I just did it in this area in here. I didn't see any beetles, but I have seen no beetles in these either. I've seen no beetles in these other hives here. So let's not get over, confident here. Let's not get ourselves all overconfident here. I'm feeding way too much. I've discovered way too much feed. They are just blowing this thing out with food. We have cabbage palm coming in now. So between that usually comes in fast and furious. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to stop feeding. What I've got left in my syrup tank, I'm going to throw in a bucket, 5-gallon bucket, and set out here and just let them go at it. We're still in somewhat of a dearth, as you can see here. They're still hitting it. We had good supplies of nectar coming in. They wouldn't be hitting this thing. So anyway, yeah, our little experiment with peppermint sticks I'm not convinced yet. Now, I'm concerned here. I mean, this was an absolutely crackerjack queen here in this hive. I see no queen, existence of a queen. There's no eggs in here. There is 5-6 day-old larvae in here, but I see no eggs. This concerns me. She was a jam up. I put breeder on this thing. There is the other ones I've seen here. I've seen one other colony that didn't see eggs in. It was hitting good. So I don't know yet, guys. Don't put these sticks in yet. Let me do some more experimentation. That's why I only did a half a dozen hives here. I was going to do about 10 hives, and then my gut instinct kicked in and said, nah, you best not. What could have happened here, this peppermint sticks could have been too overwhelming. I put them top, bottom. There's 4 sticks in each one of these on the end bars. The scent could have been so strong that it masked her pheromone scent, and they could have terminated her. And I hope that didn't happen. I will leave these alone for a week. I'll come back in and see what's going on. There's no indication of any queen cells. She had gobs of eggs in here, so if they terminated her, you would think they'd go ahead and start making queen cells. I've seen none of that. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on just yet. So don't go slamming these sticks in until I give you an updated report on this, because this is experimental, like I said, and you know, sometimes my experiments work and sometimes they fail. So anyway, yeah. Let's go in the barn here and we'll do a little DIY on this queen catching thing I've done here. Yeah, okay guys, let's do one more queen marking here. Well, this queen's really doing fantastic here, let me tell you. See, she's moving around there. I've just lightly pushed this in. So I got to put the camera down for a second here. There, I just gently pushed her into a spot here. And there, her thorax is just sticking out. And I just put one little drop, one little hit. Then I'm going to lift this up and let her walk. And hey, I'm getting better at this, guy. Look at that. I'm getting better at this. Look at her, about to push that up and let her release her. I'm going to blow on it just a little bit here. There she goes. Hey guys, I'm getting better at it. Look at that, she's a carnelian queen looking queen here. Nice mark job I did. Goodbye, girl. Have a nice life. I'm gonna mark this hive, guys, as marked queen. I'll put MQ. We'll come back and find her and see how the paint job held up and all that. All right, let's go in the barn and I'll show you how to make this little toy right here. But we're gonna, this is a test run, and I can see right now I want white fabric here. I could see through that as long as I use my little light here. I could see it in there. So this is not a throwaway item at all. This girl is cranking, guys. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. This is Martin stuff here, Martin Queens. He'll be back in November, start breeding in February. So if you want Martin Queens, hit me up. And we might be able to get you dialed in with some queens, because he turns out quality stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to put this colony back together. Another week or so, we'll breed from her, definitely. I'm going to put breeder on here. I'm going to put MQ that we marked her so I can easily see her. I'm not marking any more girls today. We'll go in the barn. I'll show you how I created that. How I created this little deal right there. It's no big deal. And my little pouch tom is working out absolutely beautiful. I love this. I love it. And want more of it. This colony here, guys, has got to be split. And I can slow down on this feeding program too. Quit buying Joe's high-end sugar. It's getting crazy anyway. And just keep an eye on your stores. If they look like they're getting skinny on feed, throw the food to them, guys. Don't hesitate. But if you've got nectar coming in, let them do the natural stuff. And like I said, don't start slamming these peppermint sticks in here. This peppermint saturated popsicle sticks, because I don't know where we're at yet with that. I got these test colonies over here and I don't know yet, so don't get all crazy wild and start throwing them in yet, because if we got an issue of them killing queens, obviously we're backtracking. We don't want that. So let's move on. All right, guys, I'm in the workshop here, and what I've decided I'm going to do, you know, I was putting this in my watch pocket here, but you're digging around looking for that, and I already have this handy dandy tool right here. And so what I'm going to do, this pocket I made extra. See, it is just hung on. I made this by itself, and then I attached it in 4 points to the back plate. And what I'm going to do here with this thing, instead of fishing around in my pocket, I'm going to create another pocket right here. Just going to fold a piece of leather up, and I'm going to have this cantilevering slightly above this here. I've got this much tag hanging out. I'm going to create another pocket right here, just folding a piece of leather so it's got a bottom to it. And I'm going to have it sticking up about that high above this to where it's in here. It's not going to fall out, but yet I've got enough here to where I can just reach down, grab it, and pull it out of the pocket, like so. I'm going to come straight through, pinning this belt to this pocket here all in one. So I'm creating another pocket here. I won't have any issues putting my tools back in here with this pocket being here. So that's what I'm going to do. This material right here, this netting material, came off of this old ancient veil. This veil has been around for a cajillion years, and it's got holes in it and everything else, but the fabric's good. And this is the material I made the queen pinner downer rig. Okay, but I really don't, I mean, this works, this will work, but I'd like to have it in white. But this, Miss Daisy gave me this, but I don't like this for the simple fact, let me get this set up here for a second. You see these fine lines coming through here. This is white. This is white. It'd probably work, but I don't like it. I want a flatter netting like this. And I've seen these laundry bags in this configuration, but slightly bigger holes. But I've got to do some experiment. This worked. This does work, and if I use my light, and I come straight down, I can see exactly where she's at and pin her down. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I've got more leather, and I'm going to create another pocket here to where this marking device is sitting right in here, just about like that, where it bottoms out in the bottom of that pocket. I've got just sticking up slightly where I can reach down and quickly grab it out of that pocket. I think that's going to work fantastic. So here I've got my pipe. This would work better with a thin wall, say that gray conduit, electrician's conduit, but inch and a half. But inch and a half would work better here. Yeah, inch and a half would work better because that's what this is. That is what that is, and that's about the perfect size. And the depth here is about 1/4 inch. That seemed to be perfect too. I didn't have to push it in. Actually, this could be a tad bigger because those cells are deeper than this thickness. And when I let up, the bees were actually pushing on it, almost lifting this up, trying to get out of there. So you could go maybe 1/16 or maybe even 1/8 thicker than this. And this looks to be about 1/4 inch. You can see it tapers down to a nice knife edge where you can push it into your wax. And I marked 3 queens with it, and it worked out great. The first queen I marked, I double tapped her with the ink pen. You don't need to do that. Just one touch is all you need. One touch. And you're not pushing hard at all. You're just touching her very slightly. And she's marked. So all I'm going to do here is cover up this grinder here. And we're going to put a bevel on this thing just by eye. Just by eye here is all you're going to do. Bring it right down to a nice edge. That's all you need, just a knife edge like that. Now all I'm going to do is lock it in a vise and take my little whippy saw and just cut it off right there. I got this little Harbor Freight little saw here. It just says, what kind of saw is this? Looks like bear saw. I know I got it at Harbor Freight. It says BS240P. Made in Japan. I can't read that thing there. I don't know what it says. Anyway. This will cut it fine. I cut this one actually in my chop saw that I used to cut all of my wood. I chopped it in a chop saw. But anyway, I'm going to cut this one with this thing here. Wow, that went quick and easy. I just locked it in the vise here and just started cutting down slowly, controlling it slowly, and that worked out great. Little rough edge there, but you got a glue surface here, see? Got a glue surface here, and then I came around and glued it just a little bit on this edge. And then when it's all done, you come back here and you trim it up, and I'll show you how I did that. Okay, I just took my Leatherman file here and just cleaned it up, made sure it was flat here, because this is my glue surface here. And this is the knife edge here where you're going to push it into the wax. So I've got some B50 bowstring material. This is wax string. And I'm going to leave a long leg here. I'm going to leave a long leg for tying later. So here I've got this old bee veil here. And it worked all right. I mean, I'm going to be looking for some more potato sacks, laundry sacks. Miss Daisy said that's got this pattern on it, but I would like to have just a slightly bigger, and I've seen them out there. So all I did is put the flat side here on the inside of this, find a good piece of netting. Find a good piece of netting like this. Get it over here where you got enough fabric to work with. And I just folded it over like so. I pinched it down tight and I twisted it like this. Now I've got it really spread, see? So now I got this long tail hanging out over here, and I just start wrapping tightly here. Now I got this like a trampoline. This is tight. Put a lot of this on here. We don't want it backing up. Yeah, just like that. Now I'm going to pull out quite a bit. I'm going to cut it off over here. Now I got these two long legs here. Now all I'm going to do is tie a knot here a couple times around. Like that. I'm going to bring these up. It's about that high right there. Loop. Now I've got it like so. Now get some scissors. Get these two legs out of the way because we're going to need those. Take this extra netting, come down here and cut it off. You're done with that. Now you got this thing like this. Now, what you want to do is just stop. Don't get crazy. You don't want the glue drifting over onto this trampoline here, okay? That's nice and tight there. That's really tight. The way we pull that down, wrap that, every time we came around, I came on the inside and just tightened that even more. So first thing you do is start spot welding just a little light bead. You can use super glue. You don't have to use Gorilla. Matter of fact, I think super glue would probably work better. It dries quicker. This Gorilla stuff, it's not real instant zap. It's slow to dry. But once you get, if you don't get too much, it'll stay. And you can put it in the sun. Now the reason I left this loop here like this, it's hot as Hades in this barn right here. I mean, it is hot in here. And what I did was took this over here to this fan. You'll see I got a zip tie right here. And I just hung it over the zip tie and let it blow just like that. Then when you're done, I came on the inside here on this beveled edge and just the top lip here, not this cutting edge. I don't want the glue down here. Just on that, just a little bit around. So you've got it welded it here and right here on this edge. You've welded it there. So that's it. So that's your little queen capturing marking device. Very simple. And like I said, I'm going to create a pocket here, which I'm going to start doing right now as we speak. And no, you're not going to watch that, but you get the picture here, what I'm going to do. I've got extra leather over here. I'm going to create that. I'm going to push my needle. I'm going to push my needle slap through that pocket into this pocket here and nail this. This will be not removable anymore. And what I do to get the holes in this stuff, I put a piece of wood down and take my awl and line stuff up, and I'll make two holes apart here, about a ½ inch apart, and drive this clear through into the wood. Then I can pass my needle through and attach it with some black bowstring material. I have both colors, and a leather needle. I use a leather needle to do this. These are one of my old taxidermy needles. This thing's been around for probably 15 years. It's a three-bladed needle. You can get these in any taxidermy supplies. And you just sharpen them on a whetstone. And these things are great. I used to. This thing is stitched up more white-tailed deer heads than you can imagine. I have them a little longer too, 6 inches. This is a 4-inch needle here. And as you can see, it's got a little hook. It's got a little turn to it. This was a straight needle at one time, but as you're stitching up critters, they naturally form like this. And so that's what I'm going to use to stitch this stuff up. But there you go, guys. Like I said, I'm not convinced of these popsicle sticks in peppermint oil yet. And I had a beautiful queen in there cranking there just the other day, just before I moved them to this yard. I don't know if the move, whatever, they didn't seem to be real nervous or runny. I saw no egg laying in that box. That disturbs me a little bit, because that queen is brand new and she was a beauty laying. I mean, just slamming that thing full. You saw the brood pattern. I showed it to you on that other side over there. And now I see nothing. Did these peppermint oil sticks overwhelm her pheromone scent and they freaked and killed her? I don't know. Time will tell. But I'm not throwing any more of these sticks in these colonies until I know. Now there's a 2-framer with a Matthew queen in it, and I took one stick and she's in a 2-framer, and I busted that stick in half, and I put a half a stick, so it'd be about a 2-inch stick, at 2 1/4 inch stick. They were 4 inches long, 4 1/2 inches long. I put a half a stick at each end of that 2-framer. Well, when I opened that hive up, where was the queen? She was on top of the bars looking at me. I said, what the heck are you doing up here? So I went to grab her, and she jumped off the frigging thing and onto the ground. So it took me a few minutes to find her. She got on a concrete block there on the stand and walked right on up. She was right there. I stuck a frame down underneath her and coaxed her over onto the frame, put her back in the colony. I left the sticks in there. I left the popsicle sticks in there. I left one, take that back. I left one in there. There's one in there. So I'm going to go back in a week. I'm going to check that one that we didn't find a queen in. I left the sticks in. We'll see what's going on with that. But don't put them sticks in just yet. You keep playing with your peppermint candy, I guess, whatever you want to do. But For right now, I'm going to hold up on that operation. I'm not putting any more of them sticks in. I didn't see any beetles in any of the other hives that didn't have popsicle sticks in them. So, you know, and then I had that diatomaceous earth. That's the first time I put those in. That diatomaceous earth looked like it just blew out of there. It looked to me like the bees were fanning the heck out of that thing. It looked like it was dust all on the inside of that thing. And I didn't like that. So I don't think I'm doing that anymore. I did put, I have in the past, and it seems to be working hunky-dory, is Max Force roach gel bait. It stays in there. Kills the heck out of beetles, and it attracts beetles for food, and the bees can't get at the roach gel bait because it's inside the trap. So why worry about that? Some people are freaking out. You're putting a poison inside the box. Well, the bees can't get it. They're not going to track it all over the hive if they can't get it on their feet. Oh, they said, well, the beetles are running in and then they're running back out. I don't think so. I think they're running in, checking into Motel 6, and they ain't checking out. Is my observation. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment below. If you've used roach gel bait, let me know what you think. I will catch you on the next one. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting it on in this Florida heat, and it's a killer. See ya.